Hiya, how you doing? And we're back in the office now. So today is about teaching you about customer experience and also user experience. It's absolutely critical within the digital world, as you know, and it's also extremely important as a project manager, most especially as a business analyst when it comes to rolling out applications or rolling out run applications on any platform, more or less. So that's basically how it all works. So just a quick one. We're just going to let them kind of, because they're kind of on the phone over there speaking to customers, and they're doing training in the other room. So we'll just wait for them to lower things down a bit, and then we can continue, okay? Which is very, very good. So what we're going to do first of all is show you the difference between, define what customer experience is, and then define what user experience is, and help you to understand how it all relates together, okay? So good. So actually, you know what? Just bear with me a second. I will keep the noise down. So just keep your eye on the board, and we'll keep the noise down. All right. So now we can get started. We've got to be on peace now, so that's good. So let me do something here so you can see. So just look at this. Just look at this lovely circle over here. All right, and I'm going to kind of draw another circle right here. Now imagine that this big circle over here is customer experience. So CX is kind of the acronym for customer experience, and then you then have user experience right there. Okay, so what is customer experience? Customer experience is understanding the needs of the customer and how the business, how you would engage with the customer throughout every single touch point of the business. So throughout, and that will cover advertising, that will cover brand, how the customer relates with your brand, that will cover, as I mentioned, advertising, the brand, it will cover customer service, the sales process, the fulfillment process, just everything at every single touch point with your business. So at what point does the customer engage or touch point with your business, and how do you understand the pain points and all the things that they go through? So that's what customer experience looks at. Now when we look at user experience, now that's a whole, that's all still part of the customer experience. So once again, you can see it is, user experience is within customer experience. So what that does is it covers things like usability, user experience, the experience the user, whether the user, how the user engages with your platform. So it will look at things like usability, it will look at things like visual design, it will look at things like the site architecture, or it will look at things like content and all of those areas, okay? So that's what, that's basically how that works out. So let me quickly just kind of put that here for you so you can see. This is the point where you get your pen and paper and start taking notes. And I'll show you how this all relates. So I think I actually got some notes here, so I'll just put that here for you. So, customer experience will cover customer service. Now, I write like a chicken, so if you can't see, just comment, and they will read the comment to me, and then I would be able to kind of write in a much clearer way. Then you have brand reputation. Okay, then you have advertising. And then you have sales process, and then you have product delivery. You can even, and that's fulfillment. So product delivery, fulfillment, pricing, then pricing in terms of price comparison, understanding your pricing and stuff like that. So that is the customer experience. And whatever you do in your business that enables the customer to engage with your business falls under customer experience, okay? Now when we move over to user experience, now this is where we're now talking about a particular application, maybe your e-commerce website, that is how the user engages, the experience of the user when they go through your website. That's something we need to look into. Or maybe your app, your iPhone, or the app that your customers are actually using. In that respect, we're looking at things like usability. Okay, now why is usability important? Usability is important because if I as a customer love your brand, if I have seen your ad and I end up on your website, but I find your website extremely hard to use, guess what's going to happen? I will come off your website and I will not visit you again. You normally have 3 seconds to gain the attention of the customer online, and if you lose that, done for. And what you don't want is to end up with a high bounce rate. So say for example, you spend millions of pounds to get customers to your website, and then let's say you had 1 million people on your website, you have a 98% bounce rate. That means you just wasted all of that money, and you're now going to try and convert just 2% of that. That's bad. That's bad, really bad. Okay, so then we have interaction, so we call it interactive design or interaction design. Can we just do that properly? Interaction design. So how will the user interact with your website? At what point do we engage them? How intuitive is it? Okay, these days you don't want the customer guessing what's on your website. You want it to be intuitive. In fact, you want to help the customer find what they're looking for. In these days, we say less is more. Don't try and pile everything on them. Just show them exactly what they need, okay? And then we then have visual design. Now, visual design, now that's a very good one actually. One of my clients that we're working with at the moment, a very big client, they tend to kind of boss us around because obviously they're bigger than us, and then we're obviously the agency. And sometimes we have to put our foot down from a customer experience, from a user experience point of view, from a design principle side point of view. Now, they want their brand to come across on their website, and that's very good. They want to portray the brand message. But in this day and age, you need to listen to the customer. In the digital age that we're in, you need to listen to the customer. You need to figure out exactly how does the customer relate with your brand, and let the message you're getting from the customer enable you to portray your brand in the way the customer would understand. Now, what they wanted was all of their colors, their main colors, on the site, but they were color blocking. It became too noisy. They were too strong colors, and we argued against this. And they said, "Well, it's our brand. We want it." I had to literally send an email to somebody who I felt understood more, and that's where stakeholder management comes into place. And based on them understanding why we advise that they should have a lighter color with a stronger color, so that actually the customer doesn't feel overwhelmed, or basically you don't take focus away from the major call to actions, we were able to win that over, and hopefully we're going to be able to launch a really great site that we're proud to say we built, rather than ending up with a site that we're like, oh gosh, we can't tell anybody that we actually built that. Okay, so visual design is very, very important. Another area is information architecture. So I'll just put that over here. In no particular order at this point in time. So information architecture. So how is the information displayed? So this is where the sitemap is needed. This is where navigation and all these things are very, very important. Why? Because you know what? Simplicity is gold. Simplicity is key to people finding what they want to do and understanding what it is that you're trying to portray to them. And also accessibility and findability. I'm going to come to those things. There's something which we call the user experience honeycomb. I'll come to that very, very soon. Okay? Now, another thing is content strategy. Content is king. Content strategy. Now, once upon a time, we used to hear the word SEO, search engine optimization. And it's still relevant, but it's now SEO and outreach campaigns. So and that involves content strategy. You see, there's tons of content out there. You as a business would, if you're looking at the IT sector, they will probably be looking at using white papers to educate their customers, using case studies to educate their customers. That is a type of content. Some would use videos. Maybe it's a fashion store, for example. They will use videos to showcase their products, or they use really high quality images, or they'll use infographics. So these are types of content. You have to decide how best to display that content and where best to put things. Is useless without what we call user research. Okay, or understanding your customers, using analytics to understand exactly who they are, what they need, what they're looking for, and why they would prefer to buy from you. So let's come back again. So we have customer experience and we have user experience. Okay, so customer experience kind of covers everything related to the customer and how they relate with your brand at every single touch point, or how they relate to your business at every single touch point. So looking at the customer service and different touch points at the customer service state, in regards to customer service, the brand reputation, advertising, sales process, product delivery, and pricing. So for example, when you go out and you see a massive billboard, that's advertising. Okay, that is your first, that is really, we actually call that, Okay, I think we had a connection issue there, so we're back now, which is good. So hopefully what we're going to do is we'll actually try and resolve things. So just bear with me, come back. We'll take a pause very quickly, and we'll probably come back in about 20 minutes so we can continue. But for now, just follow what I'm saying and try and learn as much as you can. So remember what I was saying. So you have the customer experience, advertising, sales process, product delivery, pricing, or whatever it is the whole experience the customer has with your business as a whole. But when it comes to them interacting with a particular platform or particular application that you have built, in order for you to kind of engage your customers, then you've got to be looking at doing your research on the customers to understand exactly how to display content to them, understanding information architecture, looking at usability in terms of how the user will be able to engage with your product and interact with your product, getting them to kind of click on the call to actions and convert them, and then also interaction design, visual design. So those are the areas that we're going to look at. That's what we're going to focus on. All right, and I want you to take your notes. Do me a favor, go online and start doing some research on these things. It's very important. Now, why is this important for you as a project manager? Why is this important for you as a business analyst? Well, now these days, a lot of jobs out there are focusing on digital project manager or digital business analyst. Now, why are they doing that? Well, like I mentioned to you before, we're living in the digital age. These days, businesses are trying to integrate into customers' lifestyles. So they build things like they focus on things like integrated integrated lifestyle applications. So they focus on integrated lifestyle applications. So I'll give you a typical example. Let's say Virgin Fitness, for example. Now, really and truly, Virgin should just put an ad out and tell people to come to their gym. All right, but actually, we could gain more insights into our customers. We could find out what motivates them to go to the gym. So how about we meet them at their point of need? Let's meet them at their point of need, and let's meet them where they generally engage and interact with people. So that's probably what the marketing team at Virgin will be talking about. So they might come up with an idea, and because we tend to have a mobile first strategy these days, we're now saying to ourselves that, okay, since X amount of people are on their mobile and people are always doing this on their mobile instead of being on desktop based on user research or market research, what we're going to do is actually build applications that can integrate into people's lifestyle through mobile technology. So we might say that, okay, let's build an app. So someone might come up with an idea and say, let's build an app that enables people to calculate how much calories they're taking, see how far they walk, maybe when they go for a walk or whatever it is. And maybe through them continuously daily using that app, we could actually upsell more products to them. We could actually sell products, or we can sell products to them and upsell more products to them. We might even be able to get referrals. So that's where the revenue model starts to come into play in that respect. So they build this app, and their aim is to integrate that app into the lifestyle of their customers, but they start to gain insights as well through data, through analytics. They start to gather information, and then also drive customers to their website as a result of it and end up generating sales. So that's digital when you think about it. That's all digital. That's why a lot of businesses are looking at things like digital transformation and digital optimization. So we're going to come back to that now. If they now decide that they want to go embark on a particular project that's digitally focused, then they need a digital project manager, and they also need a digital business analyst to translate that requirement from to translate the business requirements into technical requirements and communicate it back and forth until they actually deliver the products. They successfully deliver the products. So that's why it's important for you as a project manager or as a business analyst to understand customer experience, to understand the user experience, and understand why it is needed and how you can actually use it to build applications customers actually want to use. Because these days, there's no point focusing on functionalities. Oh, I think this functionality will be good. That functionality will be good. In fact, let us pack a million functionalities into the application, only to realize that customers don't even want all those functionalities apart from one particular one that they use. Let's give customers what they want. And that's how businesses are focused these days. And we start with the user first. It's user-led development. Okay? Understanding the user needs, understanding what it is that engages them and why they will come and engage with your website and interact with you. So we're going to take a break very quickly, come back in let's make it half an hour. Come back in exactly 30 minutes, and then we will now kind of break things down a lot more and start teaching you a lot more about how this all works. Okay, so before you go, do me a favor, share this with all your friends. Get all your friends to come in half an hour. Add your comments, ask questions. I'm happy to answer those questions because I would actually go through those questions and it will be the first thing that I will answer when we start. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and bye-bye.